I'm Dave Kaz, and this is Driving with Dave. All right, well, listen, I'm sorry for having to slum it in my car, my Tesla.
Nah, man, this is the most practical, smartest car ever. It's just too smart for me.
It's too smart.
Yeah, like she has one, man. You know, she's got this thing. Yeah, of course, man.
Okay. Look, I'm very excited to have on this particular edition of this show. You're already interrupting me.
Yeah, can I say something?
Can I give you an intro?
I always wanted to be on Jay Leno's show.
This is not Jay Leno.
This is not the Jay Leno drive show?
Should I take the car back?
I thought this was Driving with Leno.
No, it's Driving with Dave.
Okay,
it's slightly smaller audience.
Okay, but same chin.
We only have 3 viewers, actual documented viewers, and those are mostly my family. So, listen, it's not the greatest thing for your career, but it's short. It's short.
Right. We call it a stint.
It's definitely a stint. Anyway, Tommy Davidson, comedian extraordinaire. I want to say that I love my friendship with you. I love you as a performer.
Thank you.
I love you as a human being even more than a performer. And you're a damn good performer.
Thank you, man.
And you're one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. Sheesh. And I'm so happy that you are along for the ride on this one.
It's kind of cathartic for me because, before I knew you, I knew your music. And so, comedy is something that happened for me by accident. I always loved music first. So,
and you're
by
a
the
great
time
singer.
I met you, I'm like, this guy, because if you can carve a niche in between Grover Washington Jr., that is, Kenny G, Gerald Albright, Richard Elliott, David Sanborn. In other words, if you can carve a niche in all that and even have a career, it's like me, Jamie Foxx, all these people, then you worked your ass off and then going on the cruise.
But let me ask you, enough about me. I want to talk about you.
Okay.
So can you tell me and our 3 viewers, what are the connections between comedy and music? Because, of course, there's performance, the whole performance aspect, and reading an audience. But I think, we have instruments. Like in my case, I have a saxophone in front of me. You don't have any of that. This is the ultimate vulnerability. But is there a cross section between music and comedy?
Yeah, and the cross section is that blind spot in society where you can feel good without having to deal with the realities of what this blue planet we are on. Politics doesn't matter. Race doesn't matter. Economics don't matter. With comedy and music, what matters is being able to be lost in something beautiful that's interpreted by you. It's interpreted by you because like an artist, it's in the eye of the beholder. With music and comedy, it's in the ear of the beholder and the mind of the beholder. And that's the common trait.
As a comedian,
I said that so good.
It was beautiful. As a comedian.
Did you hear that?
I would imagine that now.
No, wait a minute. Did they hear it?
You having a one-on-one?
With the one person that's there.
Well, actually, I thought there were 3.
No, go ahead.
Tommy, I would imagine as a comedian, this to be a
Watch out, Dave! Okay, I just thought I'd try that on camera once.
Does he do that?
But go ahead.
It's lucky that I love him. So I would imagine that being alive right now, if you're a comedian, to be living as an adult, a thinking adult, that these times that we're living in right now would be, because there's so much contrast, there's so much conflict, and there's so much crazy stuff going on every which way you look, I'd imagine that you're never at a loss for material.
Never. And that's what makes it good, is that life is our material, and we're the antithesis to negative. You get a cavity, you go to the dentist. You get sick, you go to the doctor. You start feeling despair, anger, jealousy, whatever those emotions are, you go to a comedian or a musician, man.
We're doctors.
We're doctors, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Do you have a was there one gig? I mean, of course, you know, when you go back in time to the beginning of when we all fell in love with you in Living Color, which, you know, I see all the time still.
It's still a part of our life.
It's amazing. How many years ago was that?
That was 28.
Almost 30 years ago. It's still so
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But is there one gig that stands out for you, like one show where everything was just like, I mean, I can probably tell you that for me, the first time ever playing at the Hollywood Bowl, I was playing saxophone in Jeff Lorber's band. Jeff Lorber's on this cruise, by the way. And
How long ago was that?
That was in 1986.
Okay.
So
okay.
over
so
30 years ago.
He was burning up.
Yeah.
At that time, he was hot. He had Karen White. He was working with.
That's right.
With Eric Benet.
Right.
You know, he had
See,
just
the thing,
scored that R&B tune, you know, Never Gonna Let You Go with Karen White.
That's right.
Which crossed over for him because he was a jazz cat.
Your knowledge of music is sick.
Yeah, it was Jeff Lorber's turn right at that time.
So anyway, we're playing at the Hollywood Bowl. Now that, to me, stands out. My parents were there. It was the first time that my parents seeing me take the stage there. Is there such a gig for you that really stands out for you?
Besides the first show that I did last year, probably, this is going to sound like so, but it was in Afghanistan, and 3 of the Marines that got shot outside of the gate, okay? And our show was that night, but they had come to me that morning and asked me to talk to one of the soldiers who lost his foot. The one died, the other had his spine severed. And while I was on stage, the daggone bass got bombed. So everybody's on the floor, you know, and I'm still on stage. It's too late now. But the beautiful thing was, everybody got up. We finished that show. And it was like, it was for us.
And everybody was okay.
Everybody was okay. It was for us. But the thing about it was, all the fear, it was over. It was like too late.
Mm-hmm. You laughed through.
It was like too late.
One of the most harrowing experiences of your life.
Yeah, and everybody goes, and I'm going, so should be, and then everybody, dust themselves off and go, no, go ahead, man. And I'm like, wow, okay.
And you knew then that was the one.
Yes, and I was never allowed to go back there again. My wife said, because I didn't tell her. I didn't tell her that.
And by the way, your wife, she loves me. And
she sure does.
I love her. She's the really greatest. Something. How does it feel like when your wife you're involved, she's your manager? How does that work? I love that woman.
Hey, man, you know how it is. It's to be able to be in this business, and this is genuine, and to be able to be in this business and have your family a part of it is a whole different deal, because you know that it's not about just money. You know that it's about a way of life.
Yeah. She cares about you.
Yeah.
And so do I. And so do all of us.
Thank you, man.
We love you. I love you very, very much.
Thank you, man.
Tommy Davidson. You got any final words?
It was great being with Jay Leno, man. I've been wanting to be on this driving show forever.
I'm really sorry about that.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Thank you. We got to do this more often.